I just never seen homeboy explain himself.
He probably said something slick about Jay-Z.
The ongoing saga between Damon Dash, Jay-Z, and Cameron is a complex tale of fractured friendships, clashing egos, and business disputes that have played out in public for decades. At the heart of it is Dame Dash, a once powerful figure in hip-hop whose reputation as a brash, unapologetic mogul has been overshadowed by financial struggles, lawsuits, and a seemingly endless string of public feuds. While Dame has been vocal about his grievances, particularly with Jay-Z, the narrative surrounding their fallout raises questions about whether Dame was betrayed or if his own actions led to his downfall. With recent developments in 2025, including Dame's bankruptcy filing and his escalating tensions with Cameron, the story feels as relevant as ever. Let's unpack the dynamics, explore the history, and analyze the perspectives to understand whether Dame is a victim of betrayal or a man whose ego has outpaced his reality. Damon Dash has been a polarizing figure in hip-hop for years, known for his role as a co-founder of Rockefeller Records alongside Jay-Z and Kareem Biggs Burke. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Rockefeller was a powerhouse, launching Jay-Z's career and signing artists like Cameron, Kanye West, and Beanie Sigel. Dame's bold personality and unrelenting hustle were instrumental in building the label's brand, which became synonymous with street authenticity and entrepreneurial ambition. However, the partnership between Dame, Jay-Z, and Biggs began to fray as their visions for the label diverged and personal tensions boiled over. The split of Rockefeller in the mid-2000s marked a turning point, with Jay-Z emerging as a global business icon while Dame's trajectory took a different path. In 2025, Dame's name is back in the headlines, but not for music or business triumphs. He's filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, claiming debts exceeding $25 million while possessing just $4,000 in assets. Court documents paint a stark picture. Dame lists his monthly income as zero, owns no property or vehicles, and his personal belongings, a $500 cell phone, 2 guns, some clothes, and $100 in cash, totaled just over $4,000. His financial obligations are staggering, including $647,000 in domestic support to his ex-wife Rachel Roy, with whom he shares daughters Ava and Tallulah, as well as debts to the mothers of his sons, Lucky and Boogie. Additionally, he owes $19 million in taxes and other debts, a burden that has left him in a precarious position. Beyond his financial woes, Dame is entangled in multiple lawsuits. One significant case is a $4 million defamation judgment owed to filmmaker Josh Weber, stemming from a dispute over the 2019 film Dear Frank. Dame publicly accused Weber of stealing from him, but a court ruled against him, finding his statements defamatory. Dame insists he was exercising free speech, but the judgment stands, and he is yet to pay. Meanwhile, his feud with Cameron has escalated to the point of legal threats. Dame is suing Cameron for $300 million, alleging defamation, harassment, business disparagement, tortious interference, unjust enrichment, and a pattern of sabotage. In a public statement, Dame shared a screenshot of his demand letter, accusing Cameron of targeting his family and business dealings, likening his response to The Godfather handling a betrayal. He expressed sadness over the conflict but insisted on resolving it through the courts, framing it as a business decision rather than personal vendetta. The feud with Cameron is just one piece of a larger pattern of public disputes that have defined Dame's post-Rockefeller career. Much of his ire is directed at Jay-Z, whom he accuses of betraying their friendship for financial gain. Dame frequently revisits their fallout in interviews, painting himself as the loyal partner who is sidelined by Jay-Z's ambition. He claims Jay-Z partnered with former Def Jam president Liar Cohen to push him out of Rockefeller, a move he sees as a betrayal orchestrated by industry insiders. According to Dame, Cohen suggested to Jay-Z that he could run the label without splitting profits with Dame or Biggs, planting the seeds for their split. When asked about this, Cohen denied being the sole reason for the breakup, stating that if Dame and Jay-Z's partnership was truly solid, no external influence could have torn them apart. Jay-Z has largely remained silent on the matter, but when pressed, he suggested that Dame's grievances stem from a sense of entitlement rather than any specific wrongdoing on his part. Dame's narrative is consistent. He portrays himself as the keeper of Rockefeller's cultural authenticity, focused on representing the streets, while Jay-Z prioritized mainstream success and corporate deals. This divergence in vision was evident in their differing approaches to Cameron's role at the label. Dame supported Cameron's rise, pushing for him to take on a vice president position, a move that Jay-Z reportedly opposed, seeing it as a challenge to his authority. Cameron himself has acknowledged the tension, recalling how his ambition to secure more influence at Rockefeller, including leveraging connections at Def Jam, created friction with Jay-Z. He noted instances where his verses were removed from other artists' tracks, suggesting subtle pushback from Jay-Z's camp. The fallout over Cameron was just one flashpoint in a broader clash of egos and business philosophies. Dame's outspokenness and refusal to compromise often put him at odds with others, while Jay-Z's calculated, reserved approach allowed him to navigate the industry with greater success. By the mid-2000s, Jay-Z had secured a deal with Def Jam that effectively gave him control of Rockefeller, leaving Dame and Biggs on the sidelines. Dame has since claimed that Jay-Z undercut him, but others argue that Dame's own decisions contributed to his marginalization. For instance, Jay-Z offered to buy Dame's masters for $3 million, an offer Dame rejected, believing they were worth $10 million. When no buyers materialized, Dame was left with nothing, a decision that has haunted him as his financial troubles mounted. Cameron's recent comments shed light on other missed opportunities. He revealed that he and Mace offered Dame $1 million to help settle an $800,000 debt that threatened to cost Dame his share of Rockefeller. Jay-Z also reportedly offered $1.5 million for Dame's stake, but Dame declined both offers, holding out for a better deal that never materialized. Cameron recounted how Dame waited weeks, chasing a rumored $6 million offer that fell through, leaving him empty-handed. These anecdotes paint a picture of Dame as someone who, out of pride or overconfidence, repeatedly fumbled opportunities that could have stabilized his finances. Public perception of Dame's situation is divided. Some fans view him as a victim, a passionate entrepreneur who was outmaneuvered by a more calculating Jay-Z. They argue that Dame's loyalty to the culture and his willingness to speak out make him a sympathetic figure betrayed by those he helped elevate. Others, however, see Dame's downfall as self-inflicted, a result of his inability to move on from past grievances and his tendency to burn bridges. His recent attempts to mend fences, such as his apology to Cameron and 50 Cent, are met with skepticism, especially after 50 Cent dismissed the gesture and Cameron responded with hostility, calling Dame's lawsuit fake and dismissing his overtures. Dame's insistence on airing his grievances publicly, particularly through podcasts and social media, has only deepened the divide. In a recent interview with Art of Dialogue, he dragged Jay-Z into his feud with Cameron, alleging that Jay-Z never respected Cameron and viewed him as a subordinate. Dame recounted a story where Jay-Z referred to Cameron as a good earner, a comment that Cameron found patronizing. These anecdotes fuel Dame's narrative of being wronged, but they also highlight his fixation on past slights, even as Jay-Z and others have moved on. Jay-Z, for his part, has suggested that Dame's anger stems from a sense of entitlement, noting that critics often focus on what he didn't do for them rather than any direct harm. The contrast between Dame and Jay-Z's trajectories is stark. While Jay-Z has built a billion-dollar empire through strategic partnerships and investments, Dame's financial struggles and legal battles have left him scrambling to maintain relevance. His bankruptcy filing, coupled with his mounting debts and lawsuits, paints a picture of a man whose ambitions no longer align with his resources. Yet Dame continues to project the image of a mogul, a persona that feels increasingly disconnected from his reality. His public persona, defiant, unapologetic, and quick to call out perceived enemies, has both endeared him to some fans and alienated him from the industry. The question remains, is Dame a victim of betrayal, or has his ego and refusal to adapt led to his current predicament? The truth likely lies in a combination of factors. Jay-Z's business acumen allowed him to navigate the industry's complexities, while Dame's uncompromising stance and tendency to prioritize pride over practicality left him vulnerable. His feud with Cameron, like his ongoing obsession with Jay-Z, suggests a man struggling to reclaim a narrative that has long since moved on. Meanwhile, Jay-Z's silence and success speak volumes, leaving Dame to grapple with the consequences of his choices. As Dame navigates his financial and legal challenges, his story serves as a cautionary tale about the cost of unchecked ego and the importance of adaptability in an ever-changing industry. Whether he can rebuild his legacy or reconcile with those he's clashed with remains to be seen. For now, the public watches as Dame continues to fight battles, both in court and in the court of public opinion, while grappling with the ghosts of a past that no longer defines him.